Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the Meet Me on Main Street podcast. On today's podcast, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite hobbies, pin trading. Today is July 14th, 2025, and this is episode 6 of the Meet Me on Main Street podcast. Let's do it. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your guy, Joseph Belveduto, aka Nostalgic Belv. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. It's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day, as I always say. Anyway, let's get straight into some Disney news. There has been some aerial photos that have been leaked of the construction of Monsters, Inc. land. The Miss Piggy Lady Liberty Fountain has been taken away from the Muppets courtyard, and this space is finally being transformed into Monstropolis. Rough blueprints have been shown that this build will even push into a former cast member parking lot. So for those of you who have been wondering how this new massive construction would fit in the Muppets courtyard, it's going into an even bigger amount of space than we thought. Are you interested in going into Mickey's not-so-scary Halloween party this year? Better jump on getting your tickets ASAP. October 31st has been sold out now, which is usually a norm, but you can now add August 19th to the sold-out dates list as well. Don't wait, get on buying your tickets ASAP. And like always, if you need help booking your next trip to Disney, hit up your boy. I work for 407 and Beyond Travel Agency, and we can help you go anywhere in the world, but boy do we specialize in Disney. So, if you need help, feel free to hit all the links in the show notes, shoot me a message, and we'll get that going for you. Test Track Annual Pass Holder Preview booked up within moments of opening. Many guests reported that the virtual queue page on the My Disney Experience app crashed, only displaying a blank page. To be completely honest, I expected this. The anticipation of getting that ride back up and running, everybody was waiting for it, and I'm just hoping that when I go next week, I'm able to hop on myself. New Haunted Mansion merch just dropped in Disney World, including a Hatbox Ghost Pop Socket and a Haunted Mansion Magic Band Plus. The Ghost Pop Socket is going to retail for $34.99, and the Magic Band retails for $44.99. My last bit of news is, yes, I said it before, I am hitting Disney 1 week from today. I will be staying at an off-property resort, and this time around, we will be staying from Monday to a Friday. Going to do 3 park days, planning on hitting Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Islands of Adventure over at Universal Studios. I will have an episode doing a trip review in about 2 weeks. And that's all the news I got for today, guys. Let's jump right into this episode where I'm going to talk about one of my favorite things, pin trading. Here we go. Disney World is always filled with new activities and fun experiences. Since a young age, I can remember going to amusement parks and collecting pressed pennies. You remember these, don't you? You would put a penny in, along with maybe 4 quarters, pick a design, and then turn a crank. A hot, fresh, pressed penny with a design on it would then fall into your hand. I became hooked on these. Everywhere I went that had one of these machines, I would beg my parents for the funds to be able to grab one of these souvenir pennies. I was a big collector as a kid. I still am. I collected comics, baseball cards, rocks, sneakers, hats, and of course, pressed pennies. In 2024, I took a trip to Disney World with my family. This was my son's first ever trip to Disney World. We wanted him to get the whole experience. All the top rides, all the best snacks, any souvenir he wanted. We were wrapping up our first day in Magic Kingdom. It was time for Gino to pick out his souvenir. A shirt? No. A plush doll? No. A Pluto hat? Maybe. As you know, this is a hard choice as a kid. As we're waiting, my wife pulls out a lanyard that was a gift from my Uncle John. On this lanyard was 4 pins. My wife took my son over to the checkout and asked to see the pin board. I had no idea what was even going on. The cast member proceeded to grab a Mickey Mouse-shaped corkboard from behind her that had about 20 Disney-themed pins on it. My wife looked at Gino and then asked him, "Would you like to trade any of your pins on your lanyard for any of the pins on the pin board?" Now, they got my attention. I walked over and analyzed this pin board. I see a Spider-Man, a rainbow Mickey head, Stitch, and a bunch of other cool ones. My son pulled off his Thor pin and traded it for the rainbow Mickey head. I looked at my wife and said, "What was that?" And she smiled and said, "A pin trade." Me still trying to figure out what I just witnessed and also shocked that I've never seen this before, I followed up with, "You could trade any of your Disney pins for any pin on that board?" And that was that. The nostalgic souvenir collecting side of me has seen enough. It was time for me to buy some of my own pins. I bought a 5-pack of Marvel mystery pins. And just to save you some time, this story we started off with Gino's 4 pins he had on his lanyard. And by the time we left this trip, we had over 100 pins combined as a family. Everywhere we turn now, we've seen another pin board. We tried finishing collections, we chose specific characters to collect. Needless to say, my family was hooked. And when I get involved in something, I go all in. I don't just dip my toe in, I'm sitting in the bottom of the deep end right now. Yeah, that's right. I need to know it all. The best ones, the worst ones, the most rare ones, the terminology. A chaser? What's a chaser? So many questions, like, why did this even begin? Where did this all start? I mean, yeah, that seems like a good place to jump into it. How did all this pin trading even start? Well, I'm gonna tell you. Here we go. The idea for Disney's pin trading program actually comes from the 1992 Summer Olympics in Barcelona. During those games, pin trading became a huge trend, with athletes and fans exchanging pins as souvenirs. Most of these people didn't even speak the same language, yet they still communicated through this pin trading. This caught attention of Jim Hill, a former Disney executive and theme park historian who saw the potential for Disney to use this trend to create a new interactive experience in their parks. Hill wasn't at the Olympics himself, but he recognized how popular the pin trading culture had become and thought it would be a perfect fit for Disney. The program was officially launched by 1999, thanks to Mark Hickson, a member of Disney's merchandise team, who helped bring the idea to life. Disney guests could now collect and trade pins with cast members or fellow visitors, and it quickly became a beloved part of the Disney experience. The concept inspired by the Olympics transformed into a massive collectible trend that's still fully alive in the Disney parks today. Each pin features a unique design, often tied to a Disney character, movie, park attraction, or a special event. Pins are released in different categories, and some are only available for a limited time or in limited quantities. These are called limited edition pins, and they are often sought after. Pins also come in different series and sets, where they may feature a collection of related designs. For example, there might be a series of pins featuring a different Disney princess or one of the various parks icons like Cinderella's Castle or Space Mountain. When Disney launched the pin trading program in 1999, they had no idea how big it would actually get. What started as a fun way to engage guests quickly became something much more, an activity that appealed to everyone. At first, it was just for collectors, those who wanted to buy and trade limited edition pins to create unique collections. But then, something unexpected happened. People of all ages started to get into it. Young kids loved hunting down their favorite characters, while adults enjoyed the thrill of tracking down rare or exclusive designs. Even families got in on the fun, making it an activity that brought people together. An activity for everyone. The best part? The pins weren't just for the collectors. Disney made sure that cast members were involved too. Each one had a lanyard full of pins that the guests could trade with. Nowadays, they also carry a satchel bag that also has pins on it as well. This interaction turned the entire experience into something more than just shopping or collecting. It became a way to connect with other people, share stories, or even learn a bit about the history and the magic of Disney. And that's the magic of pin trading. It's an activity that anyone can do. Regardless of age, whether you're a first-timer or a seasoned Disney fan, the excitement of finding a new pin or making that perfect trade is something that everyone can enjoy. Now let's talk about some of the rules of trading. When it comes to trading, there are a few essential rules. 1 pin per trade. Guests are allowed to trade 1 pin at a time with cast members. But something I have personally experienced in the parks is sometimes these days cast members will let you trade 2. You must trade a pin. You can't just ask for a pin. You must offer a pin in exchange. This is one of the key rules of the program. And also, fair trade value. There's no strict rule for what makes a fair trade, but generally, cast members will only accept pins that are in good condition and some of the same general value. It's often a good idea to have a variety of pins with you to maximize your chances on a successful trade. Now, let me throw something in there. I have never seen a cast member turn down somebody for a trade. Usually if you have a pin, they will trade you for that pin. But with that being said, 90% of these pins that are out on these pin boards are fake. Now, what do I mean by fake? They are not actually licensed Disney pins. A pin could cost anywhere from $10 to $25 when you buy one in the park. Now, if you were to go to a store outside the park that sells Disney things that aren't always licensed, you could buy a pin for as low as $1, bring that fake pin into the park, and trade it for a real pin. Now, that is against the rules, but a lot of these cast members in Disney, they're not fully up to the game to know what's fake and what's not. Some of them might say something, but from my experience, I haven't seen any cast member say anything about somebody trading a fake pin. One of the last times I was there, I witnessed a girl trade 2 fake pins for 2 real pins, and I seen it on the cast member's face that they wanted to say something, but they decided not to. And when it was my turn to pick, I said, that's a shame that they put those 2 fakies on there, huh? And they responded, yes, I was gonna say something, but I don't know if these people know that they're trading fake pins. Sometimes it's hard to tell. How can you spot a fake pin? Well, it comes down to the quality. If you were to compare an exact replica of a fake pin towards a real pin, there might not be that many things that you would notice. Sometimes the outside edges might be a little bit rougher than a real one, or sometimes the paint might not be the exact color, or maybe even shipping. My best advice for you, if you feel like you possibly got a fake pin, maybe just try not to trade it back onto the board. Now, how about we jump into the different pin types? There are different types of pins you might come across while you're trading. Open edition pins. These pins are mass produced and readily available for purchase at the Disney parks. They're great for beginners and a casual collector since they're easy to find. Limited edition pins. These are more exclusive and have a fixed number of pins produced, meaning they are only available in small quantities. Limited edition pins are highly collectible and often sought after by serious traders. Now, cast exclusive pins. These pins are only available to cast members and can't be bought by regular park guests. Cast members may be willing to trade them for other pins, and sometimes they're tied into special events or milestones. How about hidden Mickey pins? These are a unique subset of pins that feature small hidden Mickeys, the little iconic 3-circle Mickey Mouse symbol within the design. They are available through special trading events or at certain locations, making them even more of a fun scavenger hunt for collectors. Now, you can easily find these pins on the pin boards early in the day, but as the day goes on and all the pins start getting traded on and off the boards, that's when these hidden Mickeys start to disappear. But if you get there early and you rope drop, you might have a better chance at finding some of these hidden Mickey pins on a cast member or on a pin board. One of the most fun aspects of Disney pin trading is completing sets of pins. Disney often releases series of pins that are part of a larger collection, like a series of princess pins, park attraction pins, or even holiday-themed pins. Traders often work together to complete these sets, swapping duplicate pins for the ones they need to finish their collection. Some of these sets are incredibly popular, and the thrill of completing one adds a whole new layer of excitement to pin trading. I think it's pretty crazy how fast the pin trading world can evolve. I started in late 2024, and just up until now, which is less than a year, things have already gotten a lot different. When I first got back from Disney the first time, I kind of found myself upset because I couldn't pin trade anymore. Or at least that's what I thought, until I dug a little bit deeper and I found a bunch of Facebook groups that allow you to continue pin trading with people even when you're not in the parks. People post on there all the time. You could either just sell, or you could say you're trading, or you could even say you're looking for a specific pin to finish your set. I found myself early on getting some really good deals on some pins that people had duplicates of. I was getting pins for as low as $3, $4, $5 a piece, but it seems like that's just getting more and more impossible, and it seems like there's just more and more fakes out there now. For me, I think this just adds to the thrill of the hunt. Unfortunately, I will see a pin board and I'll get excited, but when I see there's no real pins on it, well, that's a little bit depressing. But now, when you do go to a board and you see a couple real ones on there and you actually do find a hidden Mickey pen, well, that's what the game's all about, and that's why I love pin trading. It's the thrill of the hunt. Disney hosts a few different pin events each year where you can buy pins, but they do one main event each year. The tickets just went up for sale for this one, and unfortunately, they were sold out immediately. They have a very limited amount of people that they could let in, and there's a lot of people that get disappointed. Last year, it took place at Coronado Springs, and there was probably a couple thousand people outside the place just trying to pin trade amongst each other just because they could not actually get into the event. You can also get your hands on some exclusive pins at the D23 event that they host every year in Disneyland as well. Now let's jump into some of the terminology you should probably know about if you're going to get into Disney pin trading. Number 1, a chaser. A special version of a pin in a mystery set that usually is less detailed, like no color, just silver, kind of like a bonus pin, something to chase after. Number 2, LE. LE stands for limited edition. These are the pins that are limited quantities. Usually you'll see LE 250, LE 1000. It just means that there's only 250 or only 1,000 of these made. OE, standing for open edition. Mass-produced pins that you could find year-round in the parks or online. Not very rare, but still tradable. And HM, Hidden Mickey. You guys know what this is, I said it before. It's basically a pin that has a little Hidden Mickey logo on the back of it. And these are the ones that are kind of more rare, and more people are on the hunt for these. A scrapper. A scrapper is another word for a fake pin. These are usually low quality, off color, super light. A lot of them come from overseas, and they're overrun production. A completer pin. A pin that finishes a set, usually not part of the original box collection. A fantasy pin. These are fan-made, not official Disney pins, so they aren't tradable with cast members, but they are still really cool to the pin community. And finally, a grail. That one pin that you've been dying to get. Your holy grail. Pin trading has also taken over the YouTube scene. I can't tell you how many times I see people on my YouTube feed now that are out doing pin trading. And honestly, I watch a lot of it. I can't be in the Disney parks every single day. I'm lucky if I get there a couple times a year. So if I could watch some people throw on a GoPro and go check out some of the pin boards and see what they're finding, that's good entertainment for me. There's a couple that I'm really into. I really like Princess Shannon, and I also really like WDW Kevin. Both of them are very entertaining. They like to show all of their pins that they collect, and they also give you a lot of the pin news that's going on as well. So overall, guys, if you've never pin traded before, I highly suggest getting into it. Go buy a couple pins and go see what the board's got on them. Sometimes you can find really good stuff and sometimes not so much, but it's all about the thrill of the hunt. So guys, that's really it for me today. In the near future, I'd like to reach out to some of these pin YouTubers and see if we can get an interview and have them come on, talk about their experience with pin trading, how they think it's evolved over time, and some other things like that. But as always, guys, if you ever need help planning a trip to Disney, Universal, or really anywhere in the world, I would love to help you. All of my services are 100% free to you, and I will make sure that you get the best possible price. Be sure to follow me on social media. On IG, you can find me on Nostalgic Belf. On TikTok, you can find me at Nostalgic Belf. Also on IG, if you want to follow me for my travel, Belf Books Magic. And yeah, that's just about it for today, guys. If you need anything and you need to reach out to me, you could always reach out to me at josephbelveduto at 407vacations.com. All of the links and information are all available in the show notes. Leave a rating and a review. It helps the podcast, helps push it to new listeners. Always be sure to subscribe and share it to somebody else who loves the genre. So once again, guys, thank you for listening, and I will see you all next week on Meet Me on Main Street.